Well, hello. We are coming at you from my little camper van here. I'm actually in San Diego, California. Made a quick trip out here for the holidays to visit my family. Those of you that don't know, I am from San Diego, California, born and raised here, and hit the road about 7 years ago. Been living on the road full time in my camper vans, and try to get back into my hometown and visit for the holidays when I can. I did not do that last winter. I wintered in Florida with Kelly, and we really enjoyed it, but I did miss my family around the holidays. So as we all get older, I try to take advantage of those times when I can, make a visit and spend some quality time with the family, and super glad I did that. So hope all of you had a good holidays. For me, it's always a stressful time. I know a lot of you may feel the same way, but made it through, and again, good to see the family. So I'm going to just hang out today. I wanted to be able to get a video up, so I'm going to head down to one of my old spots I used to hang out and spend some time there, get a little meal whipped up, and try to give you guys some updates on what's to come here in this new year that's ahead of us. Still planning on the meetup in January, so I'll have some more details on that. And kind of a recap of what I did in 2021. So I'm going to head down to this spot here and get settled and see what we can do. Okay, this is one of my favorite hangouts here. Actually, it kind of has been a long time hangout, even when I was a teenager. There's a lake here. It's a very popular place for cycling and walking around the lake, and they've got the ball fields here like you can see. So I'm just gonna post up here and get some breakfast going. Usually a good quiet spot for that, as long as there's not a ball game going on. Okay, I guess we can start with a recap of 2021. Basically wintered in Florida for the first time. Usually had in the previous years wintered in the Southwest, and that was a good experience. Really enjoyed it down there. We really only paid for camping twice the whole winter we were there. So we were able to find free camping the whole time. It was amazing. And I actually went through some big changes there. Acquired this box van. I had the old 1991 Chevy G20 van I rolled for quite a few years. And then switched up to this, built it out while I was there. Big thank you and help from Bill and Mark, subscribers that reached out to me and offered up their driveway space. Really made the build process a lot easier, a lot less stressful, so super grateful for that. And was pretty much ready to roll on from Florida by springtime when it starts to warm up there. So we really did enjoy our time in Florida. There was a lot more to it than I had thought. We just really enjoyed our time inland, away from the coast. Just so many big oak trees and free camping everywhere. So we really enjoyed that. And then made our way up through Georgia, through the Carolinas, and into Virginia, and eventually ended up in Maine, where Kelly and I both parked our vans on some of my family's land and flew to Alaska for our seasonal job a couple months in the summer, working at a salmon buying station there in Kasilof on the Kasilof River. Amazing experience, was able to make some decent money, and then flew back from there and then made the trek from Maine. Where did we go? We went up into Canada. It was the first time bringing a van into Canada for me. Visited Kelly's friends in Quebec. That was very nice. And then we came in through the Upper Peninsula of Michigan back into the States, where Kelly went to a seasonal job eventually, and I continued my way back down to the Southwest. It was just a great year for being on the road. And now that I'm here, I'm kind of reflecting on the year and what's to come in 2022. So as far as that goes, still planning on the meetup, January in Quartzsite, Arizona. That's going to be from the 16th to the 23rd, the same dates as the annual RTR event that goes on there. So I will be updating with an exact location. I did stop by through Quartzsite on my way to San Diego. It was kind of in a hurry trying to get here for the holidays, but scoped out a couple areas. I believe Formosa Road is probably going to be where I end up, and I will post some GPS coordinates where I do find a spot, and we'll have my camp opened up to anyone that wants to visit. Anyone wants to camp there or just stop by for the day and say hi, it's totally up to you. I will be there for a full week, and my camp will be open to any visitors that whole week. So I'll have more information on that, on the exact location. What I'll do is end up posting GPS coordinates of my exact camp. So that's that. What else can I talk about? Overall, I've been really happy with the box fan. Get a lot of questions on that about comparing the two. Of course, the big difference in the setups is that I can stand up in this. I couldn't do that in the mid-top conversion van that I had previously. It really is about the same length, so I didn't really gain any more space overall. It's more like cubic feet space, having the square walls that don't taper in on you, and then the higher roof space. Is really the big advantage. And is it that big of a deal? As you can see, I'm standing hanging out now. It is nice to stand up, but really looking back, I could probably still go back to a lower top van and not be able to stand up. It is really nice on the bad weather days where I'm kind of inside and not feeling like going out, being able to kind of pace around in here or just, gaze out the windows and that. It's nice. And for stuff like cooking and changing and that, it is nicer to have the higher roof. So yeah, that's it on that. It's always a joy building your own little home space, so I really do like building out the van. So that process I really enjoyed, even though it was a little hurried and prices were inflated at the time and still are with lumber and that. It was a little more expensive than I hoped, but overall super happy with it. So that's where we're at now. And as far as looking into the new year coming here, 2022. I've been going over some ideas in my head of things I'd like to try with videos that I haven't done in the past, and one of the things that I really keep coming back to is, I like to find these free places to camp on public land or in national forest, and usually can stay, 14 days. That's the limit in a lot of these places, and oftentimes I do stay for that full 14 days. But something I've never done in the past is document that full experience, that full 2 weeks at one camp spot, usually in a primitive setting where there's no trash receptacles, there's no toilets, there's no fresh potable water other than national sources. So I'd like to really try to document and upload a video every day of that 2 weeks at one of those camps, and really try to show what the experience is like and what it takes, how much water I need to have stocked up, and food. I did recently upgrade my refrigerator setup. In this camper van, I really went heavy with the solar power system. I've got the lithium Battleborn batteries as well as a pretty beefy solar setup. I've got 570 watts of solar and then 400 amp hours of the Battleborn lithium batteries for my battery bank. And now that I've got this freezer fridge combo, it does use quite a bit more power. It just runs more often, but I still have plenty of power for that. So I think between having the excess of power and now having a fridge with a freezer, I really do want to get out there and push the limits to how long I can stay out primitive camping. And I use the term primitive camping loosely. I'm referring to the environment, meaning like I mentioned, there's no services or anything. Of course my phone rings. But my setup in here I consider pretty luxurious, having all this power and a fridge and a freezer and a propane stove. That to me may not fall into the glamping category, but I do have some very nice creature comforts that I've decided that's the lifestyle I want to live on the road. There's a few things that I like to have. There's a lot of things that I'm doing without. I don't have a shower in here. I don't have a proper toilet. So a lot of these camps I'm out in the woods digging holes and relieving myself out in the woods, which I think falls under the primitive camping category. So yeah, I just really, again, would like to kind of share more. I feel like when I do camp for 2 weeks at a time at a lot of these spots, I end up usually just making a video or two, sometimes three, wrapping up that whole experience. And I really think showing that day-by-day progression and uploading a video every day would really be a new experience for a lot of you viewers, and for me, of course, is documenting in that way. So that's something I really want to try to do, more than once in this upcoming year. So that's something to look forward to. I'm excited about doing that. I'm having to take some steps to make that happen. I don't have enough data on my cell plan to be able to upload that many videos. Usually when I'm camped out in areas like that, there's no Wi-Fi or anything. I have to rely completely on my cell service for uploading videos and internet access. So I'm going to have to up my data plan quite a bit. It's going to take quite a lot of data to be able to upload a video every day for 2 weeks. So yeah, that's something that's going to be a goal for me, so you can look forward to that. And any ideas that many of you have, that stuff you'd like to see or stuff you feel like I kind of gloss over in my videos, I'd be more than happy than, you know, attempting to document in more detail for anyone that has any interest in specific parts of this lifestyle. So that's what I'm kind of thinking for the future. This year, I really want to explore a lot of the West out here that I've been cut short with a lot of the seasonal jobs that I have to get to. I'd really like to explore Colorado more and Utah more. I've spent a lot of time in those states, but there's always been something that comes up. I'm in, you know, en route to the next seasonal job, and really want to try to, you know, schedule in being able to explore those states more in depth, as well as New Mexico, Colorado, maybe a little bit of Idaho. But that's kind of what I'm thinking for this, you know, immediate coming year. And then by summer, who knows where I'll be and what jobs will line up. But that's the plan. Yeah, just kind of wanted to touch base with you guys and just talk to you a little bit about how this is going for me. And overall, I'm happy living life as a nomad. You know, there's the saying, wherever you go, there you are. So, you know, you're still stuck with yourself, and, you know, that never changes, but you can change your environment. And I've gotten a lot of joy in that. Being able to explore this beautiful country, and the people I meet in the process is a big part of it. And that's another part that's hard for me to document. I have a lot of social anxiety, so when I'm trying to do video stuff and there's other people around, I get really nervous and a lot of anxiety, and it's hard for me to kind of carry on like I normally do with the filming and videoing. So that's something I'd like to work on, get more comfortable with that. So maybe if some of you show up at the meetup and want to say hi on camera, that would help me kind of loosen up talking to the camera while other people are around. That is something I have a problem with. But overall, I'm still very happy just living this lifestyle and sharing it with you all through YouTube. It's been a very, very great experience for me. I try to imagine what it would be like not doing all this video stuff while I'm on the road, and it's been a big part of it since the beginning for me, so it's hard for you to imagine not doing it. The times throughout the years where I've taken little breaks, I do end up really missing it, and it's a big part of what I do. I get that question a lot, like, well, what do you do out there when you're camped for 2 weeks at a time? And you'll get to see that if I do this thing where I document the full 2 weeks every day. A lot of it is just messing around with cameras and the video end of it. That really does take up a big portion of it. And I have other hobbies, you know, I really like to include in my daily routine, getting out and exercising, whether it's a walk or a hike. You know, cooking meals takes up a big part of the day, the way I prepare meals in this van. And that's why I show it so often. I ask that question a lot, like, what's the deal with showing all this food, and why, you know, is this a cooking station? And it's living this lifestyle the way I do, with having a lot more free time. It allows me to really focus on the craft of preparing food for myself. And you get really involved in it, and the next thing you know, an hour or two have passed just preparing a meal. And you do that a couple times a day. That takes a big portion of the day up. You know, that's that. I'm going to not ramble on too long here, and just want to kind of wrap it up with just thanking you guys for being here and being a part of this. Those of you that have been around for so long, since the beginning, geez, we're going on 6, 7 years of YouTube and 8 years of actually living in a van. So it's been quite an experience. And then those of you that have joined, you know, recently and are kind of trying to figure out what's going on, what I'm up to, I live full-time on the road. I, you know, try to line up seasonal jobs so I can work a short amount of time, a couple times throughout the year, and then just have a bunch of free time and really enjoy that freedom and explore what it's like living life kind of more on my own terms. And it's been a great experience so far. So again, I just hope you all are doing well out there, and appreciate you being here. I'm really grateful for you guys being here with me, sharing this experience. Hope you're doing well, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Peace.